Hello and welcome. This is starting of milestone 4. Yeah. And in this particular milestone, we are going to discuss about the most important Amazon AWS topic, and it is virtual private cloud. Yeah. This is little complex, but I can make it easy. Yeah, I can make it easy because I just divided this topic into the many videos. Yeah. And before you start, let me tell you one important matter. Yeah. To understand the VPC, to understand the virtual private cloud, yeah, your IP address and subnetting concept must be very clear. Okay. And if your concept about IP addressing and subnetting is not clear, yeah, we have free, like in this particular course, we have bundle one course is IP address and subnetting masterclass. Yeah. So in this particular portal, when you go to the courses, you will find this course. Okay. It will be like a 5 to 6 hours training. Okay. Complete this training, understand the IP and subnetting properly, and then come back to this particular VPC training. Yeah. This is my recommendation. And if you are like, if you want to complete it very fast, okay, and if you do not want to spend time for IP and subnetting, no problem, you can use subnet calculator. Yeah, but this will be little difficult. Okay, so it is up to you. Yeah, you can complete IP subnetting training and then come back. Otherwise, subnet calculator, it can be like, we can use this. Okay, so now I'm going to start with the VPC. It is a virtual private cloud. Okay, and I'm going to start with my mind map. So here I'm having 3 main points that we are going to talk about. Okay, and in this particular point, today in this particular video, I will explain you 2 points. Yeah, and the third point will be like a lab. So we'll talk about this third point into the next video. Okay, now first of all, why we are using VPC. Yeah, what is the use of VPC and how we can create VPC. Okay, so the easiest matter is whenever we want to deploy any resources. For example, if I want to create my EC2 instance, the first requirement is we have to create account into the AWS. Yeah, and then we are selecting region. Yeah, so when you log into the AWS account, you have to select region, like in which region you want to deploy your EC2 instance. Okay, and then we are selecting a availability zone. So for example, if I am from India, I am selecting Mumbai from here. Yeah, like here is a Mumbai, and from Mumbai, when we are deploying resources, it will give you 3 options, because in the Mumbai we are having 3 availability zone. Yeah, it is AP South 1, A, B and C. Okay, so I just deploy my resources, my EC2 instance in AP South 1A. Okay, you are also having account, you are also from India, and you are also deploying resources in AP South 1A, right? It means we both deployed our resources into our instance into the same availability zone. Yeah, now Amazon will decide rake server for our EC2 instance, right? So maybe it is possible that your instance and my instance are into this, like Amazon placed our instance into the same physical server. Okay, now my question is, can I able to access your server? Yeah, we are having instance into the same server, but we are creating our instance from the different account. Yeah, so can I able to access your server or vice versa? So in this question, like, your straight answer would be no. Yeah, like if I can able to access EC2 instance of others, there will be the no security. Yeah, and then no one will deploy the resources, their instances into the cloud, right? So I cannot access your EC2 instance and you cannot access my EC2 instance. Even though if you give same IP like me, for example, if my instance having IP 192.168.0.1 and your instance also having the same IP 192.168.0.1, it will not give us a conflict error. Yeah, there is no IP address conflict. So how it happens, right? So basically we have a question in mind that how Amazon is logically isolated each one account with other. Yeah, And the answer is VPC. Okay, it is a virtual private cloud. Okay, so whenever you are creating your AWS account, the Amazon will give you, like Amazon will create a default VPC for you. Yeah, this is a boundary, this is a logical isolation of your account. Okay, now if you want to see this, you can, for example, right now I am in my AWS console. Okay, and in the VPC. So how you can go over the VPC, like you, for example, you are in the main console, you just need to type VPC over here. Okay, and see this isolated cloud resources, and when you click over here, okay, this is the VPC. Now this VPC is the default. Okay, you can see this default VPC. Yeah, so basically when you create your account, Amazon will create one isolated environment, one isolated space for you, and we call it VPC. Yeah, your server and my server may be in the like your EC2 instance and my EC2 instance may be in the same physical server, but you cannot access my server and I cannot able to access your server. The only reason is we both are having a different VPC. Yeah, we both are having a different VPC. Okay, so this is the main use of the VPC. Now whenever I want to deploy any resources, yeah, I can deploy these resources into my VPC. Okay, and this is my space. I can control everything about my own VPC. Okay, so basically we can say that VPC is providing us a security by logical isolation of the resources. Okay, now let me explain you using this mind map. Okay, so 4 points that you have to understand. Okay, VPC lets you to provision logically isolate a section of the AWS cloud where you can launch AWS resources in a virtual private network that you define. Okay, now maybe if you don't want to define, it is okay, because Amazon is giving us this default VPC. Yeah, now what you can do with the VPC, yeah, like what will be the process? Okay, so you can you have complete control over your virtual networking environment. So first is like VPC will provide us a networking environment. Okay, by defining VPC, you can select your own IP address range. You can select which availability zone you want to use. You can set like do you want internet or not. Okay, so for example, if you are creating web server, you need to provide them internet. If you are creating database server, you do not need to provide them internet. Yeah, so if you define VPC, you can define control. Yeah, you can add gateways and you can change route table to control your network environment. Okay, and the third point is VPC will give you security. Yeah, when I started this lecture, I explained you that I cannot access your resources and you cannot access my resources. Why? Because our resources is into the different, it is a different VPC. Yeah, now I can control that who can access my resources. Yeah, in by using inbound and outbound filtering rule. Okay, now to configure this, you must have knowledge of security group and access control list. Yeah, so in this particular video, like in this particular milestone, we'll talk about all this: how you can define your own range, how you can define subnet, how you can define gateway, or what will be the outbound and inbound traffic rule, how you can configure security group, how you can configure access control list. Yeah, so all this will be inside the boundary of VPC. Okay, and the fourth point, okay, you can configure your VPC and you can connect your VPC with your corporate network using virtual private network. Yeah, so this is what the use of the VPC. Okay, now how can I do this? So before I explain you how can we configure our own VPC, okay, Amazon is giving us a default VPC. Yeah, now let me talk about this first. Yeah, this is the default VPC. Okay, and it has some characteristic that you have to understand, and then we'll talk about how we can create our own VPC. Okay. So here is like a default VPC is a user friendly, allowing you to immediately deploy the instance. See, Amazon is giving us a default VPC. Why? To make our system easier. Yeah. For example, if you are new, you just need to deploy one EC2 instance. Okay, and you don't have any knowledge about VPC. Still, you can deploy your EC2 instance because Amazon giving us this default VPC. Yeah. Now VPC is ready. You just need to deploy the resources. Yeah. So it will be easier for a small company if they want to deploy only one or two EC2 instance and they don't care about like all this on IP address range and control and everything. Yeah. So for them, for small company, like default VPC is enough. Okay. Here is like a big problem. See, all the subnet in the default VPC have route out to the internet. Okay. So like whenever you create resources, it will access internet if you are using default VPC. Okay. So yeah, we are having this, but we want to control our network. We want to control our system. Yeah. I want to provide internet to my web servers, but I don't want to provide internet to my database server. Yeah. So in this case, default VPC, like you cannot, like in this case, you have to create your own VPC. Yeah. And each EC2 instance has a both public and private IP. Okay. So when you create your any EC2 instance in the default VPC, you will get public IP and private IP both. Okay. Now see, if I'm not going to provide internet to my database instance, yeah, there is no any sense to create, like there is no any sense to assign public IP because there is no internet connectivity with the database server. So in this case, you just need to provide them private IP. Yeah. So the basic idea is Amazon is giving us default VPC. Yeah. It is okay for a small company, but if you want a better control, if you want better security, and you want flexibility of your own, you should create your VPC. Okay. Now, if you don't want to use default VPC, it is okay. Okay. And you can delete this as well. So for example, here in this particular, like I'm having this default VPC over here. Yeah, this is default VPC. And right now I'm going to delete this. Okay. So just select and click delete VPC. Yeah. And I acknowledge this and just select like delete default VPC. Okay. You can type it or just copy and paste over here. Okay. And delete. Yeah. So I just deleted my default VPC. Now the problem is if I don't have any VPC, I cannot deploy any resources. Okay. So let me try this. So I'm going to services. I'm going to EC2. Okay. And I'm going to click launch instance and click launch instance. Okay. And yes, I'm going to select any. So I'm going to select like a Linux. Okay. Yeah, T2 micro. Let me click config and see this. I got no VPC found. It means without VPC, I cannot deploy any resources. I cannot create my EC2, like nothing. Okay. So now the matter is you have to create VPC. Okay. So if you go to the VPC, okay, and you are saying that, okay, I don't have any idea about it. Okay. How can I do this? So no problem. If you accidentally deleted your default VPC, you can create it anytime. Yeah. So when you go to the extend menu, you just need to click create default VPC and it will create VPC for you. Now you can deploy resources. Yeah. But the problem is, yeah, it is like all the subnet will get internet. Okay. Like EC2 instance will get public and private IP. Okay. But I don't want to do this. Okay. I want better control. I want to design, like I want to define my own IP address range. Okay. And I'm having enough knowledge about VPC. So in this case, it is good to delete this. Okay. So I'm going to delete this again and delete VPC. Okay. Again, doing same process. Yeah. Deleted. So now we don't have But in the next video, we are going to create our own VPC. Yeah, it is a customized VPC. Okay, and there will be the step-by-step process. Okay, so next video will be really interesting because you are going to learn most popular and little complex topic of AWS Certified Solution Associate. Yeah, so thank you very much. If you have any question, you can comment below and I will try to answer you very quickly. Yeah, and if you feel comfortable, you can also add some positive comment. Yeah, so thank you very much and we're going to meet on the next video. Yeah, bye.